Rich, happy, and successful people share one trait that most people underestimate. They consistently choose what benefits them later over what feels good now. While others spend first and save what remains, they invest before spending. They understand that every dollar has the potential to create more dollars. Small sacrifices today often become massive advantages tomorrow. They don't wait until they feel motivated to take action. They know motivation is unreliable, but discipline rarely fails. On difficult days, they continue moving while others pause. That simple difference compounds over months and years. They willingly accept temporary discomfort for long-term freedom. Many people chase pleasure because it feels rewarding in the moment. Successful people focus on rewards that arrive much later. They understand that comfort can quietly become a trap. Every unnecessary distraction steals time from a better future. Every productive choice builds momentum that becomes harder to stop. They don't need immediate results to stay committed. They trust the process long before the results appear. While others seek entertainment, they often seek improvement. While others avoid difficult tasks, they lean into them. They know growth usually hides behind inconvenience. The habits that look boring today often create extraordinary lives tomorrow. They are comfortable being misunderstood while building something meaningful. Their friends may enjoy the present more, but they are preparing for a different future. Years later, the gap becomes impossible to ignore. The future often belongs to those who are willing to delay pleasure when nobody else would. Most people stay trapped because blaming feels easier than changing. Every excuse protects the ego but quietly destroys the future. Blaming your parents explains your past, but it does not build your tomorrow. Blaming politicians will never increase your income. Blaming your boss will never unlock your potential. Blaming bad luck will never create new opportunities. Successful people understand a brutal truth most people avoid. Nobody is coming to rescue them. They stop asking who is responsible and start asking what can be done. They focus on actions instead of circumstances. They focus on effort instead of excuses. They focus on solutions instead of problems. The moment responsibility enters a life, power enters with it. Every area you take ownership of becomes an area you can improve. Every area you blame on others becomes an area you surrender forever. Rich people are not obsessed with fairness. They are obsessed with progress. Happy people understand that life is imperfect for everyone, yet they refuse to let imperfections become permanent limitations. When something goes wrong, they ask a different question. Not, why is this happening to me, but what can I learn from this? That single question changes careers, relationships, finances, and futures. Victim thinking offers temporary comfort but creates permanent stagnation. Ownership is uncomfortable at first, but it becomes the foundation of confidence. The moment you stop blaming and start owning your life, everything begins to change. Most people think wealth is about making more money. The people who win understand it is about protecting more time. Every wasted hour quietly steals a piece of your future. The wealthy do not spend their lives solving problems that can be delegated. They buy back their time whenever possible. Successful people know that attention is their most valuable asset. That is why they avoid unnecessary arguments, endless scrolling, and pointless distractions. Every yes to something unimportant becomes a no to something meaningful. The happiest people are not always the busiest people. They are the most intentional. They choose experiences that create memories instead of habits that waste years. Many people spend months chasing discounts. Few spend minutes evaluating how they spend their days. Money can disappear and return. Time only moves in one direction. The clock never refunds a single second. Highly successful people understand this at a deep level. Before accepting an invitation, they ask if it deserves their time. Before starting a task, they ask if it creates real value. Before entering drama, they ask if it improves their future. Most people protect their bank accounts. The most successful protect their calendars, because every great achievement is built from hours invested wisely. Every extraordinary life is simply a collection of well-used days. And the people who value their time the most often become the people everyone admires years later. Most people stop learning the moment they leave school. Extraordinary people never do. They understand that education and learning are not the same thing. School may end. Growth does not. While others spend hours consuming entertainment, they spend time consuming knowledge. They read books that challenge their thinking. They listen to ideas that expand their perspective. They study people who have already achieved what they want. They know that every skill learned creates new opportunities. Every piece of knowledge becomes a future advantage. They are not obsessed with looking smart. They are obsessed with becoming smarter. They ask questions when others pretend to know everything. They welcome feedback instead of avoiding it. They understand that criticism can reveal blind spots. They are willing to improve even when improvement feels uncomfortable. They never assume they have arrived. They never believe they know enough. Success does not make them stop learning. Success makes them learn faster. The more they achieve, the more they realize there is still to discover. They stay curious about business. They stay curious about people. They stay curious about technology. They stay curious about the changing world around them. They treat learning as a lifelong habit, not a temporary phase. Every year they add new skills. Every year they gain new insights. Every year they become more valuable. Small improvements begin to compound over time. Knowledge turns into better decisions. Better decisions create better opportunities. And while many people remain exactly where they were years ago, those who keep learning continue growing, adapting, and moving forward. That is why the gap between average and extraordinary people becomes larger with every passing year. The people around you influence your future more than most people realize. Every conversation is either building your mindset or weakening it. Successful people pay close attention to who gets access to their time. They understand that attitudes are contagious. Negativity spreads quickly when it becomes part of your daily environment. Ambitious people naturally push each other toward higher standards. Growth becomes easier when progress is normal around you. Successful people choose relationships that encourage improvement. They spend less time with constant complainers. They avoid people who discourage every new idea. They protect their energy from unnecessary drama. Trust is more valuable than talent in long-term relationships. Strong relationships are built through consistency, not convenience. Successful people keep their promises. They show up when they say they will. Reliability creates opportunities that money cannot buy. People remember how dependable you are. The strongest networks are built long before they are needed. Successful people help others without immediately expecting something in return. They understand that genuine value creates lasting connections. Listening is one of their most underrated skills. They pay attention before offering opinions. People naturally trust those who make them feel heard. Every meaningful relationship begins with understanding. Successful people ask thoughtful questions. They stay curious about other people's experiences. Respect grows when people feel appreciated. Strong relationships are rarely based on transactions. They are built on trust, respect, and shared values. Successful people invest time into maintaining important connections. They reach out even when they need nothing. Small acts of kindness often create lifelong loyalty. The right relationship can open doors that effort alone cannot. Support during difficult seasons often comes from relationships built years earlier. The people closest to you quietly shape your habits, your thinking, your opportunities, and ultimately your future.